Topping the news this half hour, a big increase in crime and claims of an alleged slowdown in police response time. Hours after the Brooklyn Borough President, Eric Adams, and Bronx Councilman Richie Torres called for an independent investigation into a possible slowdown at the NYPD, we heard from the chief of the department, addressing it in an exclusive interview with News 4's Marc Santia. Marc's live in 1PP with more on what the chief said. Marc?
And David, in response to the surge in violence, the NYPD says New Yorkers will be seeing more cops in their neighborhoods after a move by the department and the city. A violent weekend in New York City, spilling into Monday morning with a sunrise shooting in Times Square.
Heard a little yelling, 3-4 shots fired. I took off.
New York facing a surge in gun violence, with nearly 500 more shootings this year compared to last, and nearly double the number of victims.
You take that many cops off the street, it's natural that there's going to be more violence.
Speaking exclusively to News 4, Chief Terrence Monahan says the cuts to police overtime severely hampered policing, but that's about to change.
The defunding of police happened in July 1st of this year, where we got cut to zero. But just this week, as of tomorrow, we've been refunded to start overtime tours. So we're putting cops back out on the street in mass.
Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams is disturbed by the uptick in crime, and the former cop is also disturbed by what he believes is a deliberate slowdown in NYPD response time to 911 calls.
When a police officer does a slowdown, he's not only endangering the public, but he's also endangering the lives of his colleagues.
Adams believes the slowdown is a reaction to recent criticism of police.
To anyone that states this is anti-policing to require those officers that are doing a slowdown to do their jobs, they don't know what proper policing is.
Are the men and women of the NYPD deliberately slowing down their response time?
Absolutely not. Let's just take a look at what's going on in this city. The few cops that we actually have on the streets right now. You take a look at overtime. We got knocked down to zero in violence reduction overtime. That came down to over 2,000 tours per week out on the streets. Those are less cops.
With overtime restored, Chief Monahan believes that will help with response time and bringing crime down.
Will New Yorkers in neighborhoods see a difference?
You will see more cops out on your streets responding to radio runs, responding to violence, preventing violence, grabbing guns off the street, starting tomorrow.
And David, the chief also points to one stat disputing any kind of slowdown. He says cops are working, and he says over the last month, gun arrests are up. We're live in Lower Manhattan. Marc Santia, News 4 New York.
All right, Marc.